brought to you by Soundlibra.com. You can find a direct link to our full library in the description of this audio, or visit us anytime at Soundlibra.com. Welcome to the Morning Mindset. Win the day before breakfast.
And I'm Lisa. We're excited to start this journey. Just a quick heads up before we get started. While we're sharing wellness strategies, this isn't medical advice, so always consult with a professional regarding your health and routine.
Great point, Lisa. This series unlocks the power of early morning. We'll design mornings for success, energy, and peace before the world wakes.
The idea, win your morning, win your day. How do your mornings feel now? Rushed? Chaotic?
Exactly. That feeling can trail you. But imagine a morning of calm, focus, and motivation. One that helps you thrive. That's our goal.
Today, we're exploring the power of the pre-dawn hour. Why this time? Why wake so early?
Picture this. Most are asleep. The world is quiet. Fewer distractions, fewer demands. This stillness offers a sanctuary.
A sanctuary. So it's about the quality of that early time, not just waking up.
Precisely. It's reclaiming time that's yours alone. Your mind is clearer, more receptive. Fewer urgent emails or notifications pull you away. This allows for focus and introspection.
So, our days are a resource, and the pre-dawn hour is an undeclared dividend most don't tap into.
That's a fantastic analogy. It's an untapped resource of time and clarity. When you wake with everyone else, you might hit snooze, rush, grab a quick bite, and dive into demands. There's little intentionality.
That leads to feeling reactive, not proactive.
Exactly. Waking earlier in the pre-dawn lets you be proactive. You choose what to focus on. You can invest in your well-being, your goals, your growth before external pressures start. This sets a powerful tone.
So, it's about intention. You choose your morning, it doesn't happen to you.
Yes, when you intentionally do things that nourish your mind and spirit, you plant seeds for your day. This could be quiet reflection, setting intentions, mindfulness, or mental preparation.
It sounds like building momentum from the start, like a runner's strong start out of the blocks.
Another great comparison. That's it, building positive momentum. When you start by consciously doing things aligned with your values and goals, you create early accomplishment and control. This carries you through challenges. It's a strong foundation.
What does winning the day before breakfast mean in practice?
It means by breakfast, you've accomplished something meaningful for yourself. You've invested in your well-being, set an intention, or worked on a personal goal. So, even if the day is tough, you've already had a win.
So, it's not about being the most productive, but intentionally productive on what matters to your growth and happiness before external demands arrive.
Exactly. It's about personal mastery and fulfillment. We'll explore this throughout the series with practical strategies to craft your winning morning.
Some techniques will seem simple, but have huge impact. We'll discuss defining your why, visualization, affirmations, gratitude, and fueling your body and mind.
We'll also cover silencing noise, integrating practices into a ritual, and building consistency and resilience. It's a comprehensive approach to mastering your mornings.
To recap, we introduced the philosophy of the morning mindset, winning the day before breakfast. We explored the untapped potential of the pre-dawn hour for quiet, focus, and intentional living.
We discussed how this shifts us from reactive to proactive, building positive momentum and accomplishment that influences our whole day. We've also teased the transformative practices coming up to help you create an unstoppable morning ritual.
It's all about making your mornings work for you.
And that's our goal. If you're ready to unlock this potential, stick with us for this series.
This is just the beginning, and we can't wait to share what's next.
Next episode, defining your why, the foundation of intention. Welcome back. Last time we explored the power of the pre-dawn hour. Now, let's tackle defining your why.
That's right, Alex. Last week we talked about the stillness, the opportunity the pre-dawn hour offers. But now, we need to know why we're taking advantage of that stillness. What's the purpose? What's driving us to get up and be intentional?
Exactly, Lisa. Think of your why as the engine for your morning. Without it, the routine can feel like a chore, something you have to do. But with a clear, compelling why, it becomes something you want to do, something that energizes you because it's directly connected to your deepest aspirations. So, what does it really mean to define your why?
For me, it's uncovering those core motivations. It's asking yourself, what truly matters to me? What do I want to achieve with my life, with my day, with this morning ritual? It's not just about getting more done. It's about getting the right things done, the things that move you closer to your ideal self or your long-term goals.
That's a fantastic way to put it. It's about purpose. Your why is your personal mission statement for your morning's efforts. It's the reason you're showing up, the underlying intention that gives meaning to every action you take within your pre-dawn hour. Without this, our mornings can become a series of disconnected tasks. But with a strong why, everything starts to align.
I remember when I first started trying to build a consistent morning routine. I'd read books, I'd try different techniques, but it often felt like I was just going through the motions. I wasn't feeling any real benefit. It wasn't until I really sat down and asked myself why I wanted this that things started to click. I realized I wanted more peace, more clarity, and more energy to be present for my family. That became my why.
And that personal connection is absolutely crucial. Lisa, your why shouldn't be some generic, external goal. It needs to be deeply personal, something that resonates with your values and your vision for your life. Is it about personal growth, building a business, being a better parent or partner, improving your health? The stronger the emotional connection to your why, the more motivated you'll be to uphold your morning practices, even on those tough days.
So, how do we actually find this why? It sounds simple, but it can be surprisingly challenging.
It absolutely can be. The first step is intentional reflection. You need to carve out dedicated time, perhaps even using some of that pre-dawn quiet we discussed, to simply ask yourself probing questions. Start broad. What do I want my life to look like in 1 year? 5 years? 10 years? Then get more specific. What are the most important values I want to live by? What impact do I want to have on the world around me?
And a good exercise is to think about what truly energizes you, what makes you lose track of time, and conversely, what drains you. Understanding those extremes can highlight what's truly important.
Precisely. Another powerful technique is to ask why multiple times. This is like digging deeper to get to the root of your desires. For example, if your initial thought is, I want to have a productive morning, you then ask, why do I want a productive morning? The answer might be, so I can get my work done. Then ask, why is it important to get my work done? Perhaps it's, so I can feel accomplished. Keep digging. Why is feeling accomplished important? This process helps you peel back the layers.
That's helpful. So, it's like a detective for your own motivations. Let's say someone's initial why is I want to be healthier. They ask themselves, why do I want to be healthier? Maybe the answer is, so I have more energy. Then, why do I want more energy? Perhaps it's, so I can play with my kids without getting tired. This connection is much more compelling than just a general health goal, isn't it?
Immeasurably more compelling. That's the power of connecting to the deeper emotional drivers. This why is your anchor. When the alarm goes off and your cozy bed is calling, or when you're feeling unmotivated, remembering why you're doing this can be the push you need to get up and start. It transforms the act of waking up early from a potential sacrifice into a deliberate step towards what you truly value.
And this why doesn't have to be static. Our goals and aspirations evolve, so our why can too. It's important to revisit it regularly, perhaps weekly or monthly, to ensure it still resonates and aligns with where we are in our lives.
Absolutely. Think of your why as a compass. It guides your direction. If your compass is pointing strongly toward the destination you genuinely desire, you're much more likely to keep moving forward, even through challenging terrain. Your morning routine, fueled by your why, is the vehicle that gets you there.
So, to recap for our listeners, defining your why is about uncovering your deepest motivations and personal values. It's the engine that drives your morning routine, giving purpose and energy to your actions. We've discussed how to find it through intentional reflection and digging deeper with the why questions and the importance of making it personal and revisiting it regularly.
Exactly. This foundation of intention is paramount. Without a clear why, even the most well-structured morning routine can falter. But with it, you create a powerful, purpose-driven start to your day. And this clarity of purpose naturally leads us to our next topic. Remember how we talked about the potential of the pre-dawn hour? Well, imagine you have your why clearly defined. What's the best way to bring that vision to life? It's through the incredible power of visualization.
Ooh, I'm excited for that. So, for next time, everyone keep thinking about your why. What's driving you? What do you truly want to achieve?
Next episode, the art of visualization, seeing your success. Welcome back. Today we explore visualization.
Defining your why gives you direction, but visualization? That's what makes the destination feel tangible, achievable, even before you physically get there. So, we're all about seeing your success.
Exactly, Lisa. Think about it. Athletes visualize the perfect shot, the winning race. Musicians visualize the flawless performance. They aren't just hoping for success, they're actively rehearsing it in their minds. Visualization is your mind's preview of your future reality. It's a mental rehearsal that trains your brain to recognize opportunities and pathways to your goals.
So it's not just daydreaming then?
It's more deliberate?
Much more deliberate. Daydreaming is passive. Visualization is active engagement. It's about creating a vivid, multi-sensory mental movie of you achieving your goals. The more detailed and emotionally resonant that movie, the more powerful its effect.
Multisensory, what does that mean in practice?
It means engaging all your senses in your mental rehearsal. What do you see when you achieve your goal? Is it the trophy, the promotion letter, the happy faces of your loved ones? What do you hear? Is it applause, the words of congratulations, your own inner voice saying, I did it? What do you feel? That's crucial. Do you feel pride, relief, excitement, fulfillment? You can even imagine what you might smell or taste in that moment of triumph.
Wow, engaging all the senses makes it sound so much more real. So, how do we start? If someone's listening and thinking, I'm not a visual person, or my mind goes blank, what's their first step?
That's a common feeling, but remember, everyone creates mental images. We just might not be used to doing it intentionally or with this level of detail. The first step is simply to choose one clear goal. It could be something you identified in our last episode, your why. Let's say your goal is to feel healthier and more energetic. That's our objective for this visualization practice.
Okay, I've got my goal, feeling healthier and more energetic. What next?
Next, find a quiet space where you won't be interrupted for a few minutes. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths to relax. Now, start to picture yourself embodying that goal. Don't just think, I'm healthy. See yourself acting healthy. Picture yourself waking up feeling refreshed, not groggy. See yourself choosing nutritious foods that make you feel vibrant.
So, I'm picturing myself making good food choices. What else?
Now, layer in the sensory details. You see the bright colors of fresh fruits and vegetables. You hear the satisfying sizzle of a healthy meal cooking. You smell the aroma of fresh herbs. Most importantly, You feel the energy coursing through your body. You feel light, strong, capable. You might even visualize yourself easily keeping up with your kids or enjoying a brisk walk without getting winded.
This is really powerful because it's not about the struggle of getting healthy, it's about the experience of being healthy.
Precisely. You're not visualizing the workout. You're visualizing the feeling of accomplishment and energy after the workout. You're not visualizing the diet plan. You're visualizing the joy and vitality that comes from nourishing your body. And that feeling, that emotional connection, is what makes visualization so potent. It creates a positive neurological response in your brain, making you more motivated to take the real world actions that will bring that visualized future into existence.
So, by experiencing the positive emotions associated with achieving our goal in our mind, we're essentially programming ourselves to seek out those experiences in reality.
Exactly, Lisa. It's like training your brain to recognize the path. When you vividly imagined yourself succeeding, you're more likely to notice opportunities that align with that vision. You become more attuned to the signs and steps that lead where you want to go. You've already rehearsed the good outcome, so your mind starts looking for ways to make it happen.
It sounds almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy, but a positive one.
That's a great way to put it. And like any skill, visualization gets better with practice. Consistency is key. Aim to do this for just 5 to 10 minutes each day. You could do it first thing in the morning, as part of your morning ritual, or even during a brief break. The goal is to make it a regular part of your mental routine.
So, to recap for our listeners, the first step is to choose a specific, tangible goal. Then, find a quiet space and close your eyes. Begin to build a mental picture. Don't just see it, engage all your senses: sight, sound, touch, smell, and especially the emotions. Feel the joy, the pride, the accomplishment of achieving that goal.
And remember, it's not about perfection. It's about practice. Don't get discouraged if your mind wanders. Just gently bring it back to your chosen vision. The more you practice, the clearer and more vivid your mental images will become, and the more powerful the effect on your motivation and actions. You are, in essence, priming your mind for success. You're creating the blueprint, and your actions will follow.
It's like planting a seed in your mind. The more you water it with visualization, the more likely it is to grow into a beautiful reality.
Beautifully put, Lisa. And this powerful practice of visualization directly sets the stage for our next episode's topic, affirmations. We'll explore how to use positive statements to further reinforce your mindset and solidify your belief in your ability to achieve those visualized successes.
I'm really looking forward to that. Visualization paints the picture, and affirmations give us the powerful words to believe it's possible.
That's the perfect way to tie it together. Next episode, affirmations for an unstoppable mindset. We'll see you there. Welcome back. Last time, we explored the powerful art of visualization. Today, we're building on that foundation by diving into affirmations, the verbal tools that can truly forge an unstoppable mindset.
I'm so excited for this, Alex. Visualization felt like planting seeds, and I'm guessing affirmations are like watering them to help them grow?
That's a perfect analogy, Lisa. Visualization shows your mind what's possible. Affirmations are the conscious process of reinforcing those possibilities with positive, powerful statements. They speak directly to your subconscious mind, retraining it to believe what you want it to believe. Our minds are constantly hearing voices, some positive, some negative. Affirmations are our way of taking control of that internal dialogue.
So, they're like positive self-talk on steroids?
Exactly, but they need to be crafted carefully. We're creating specific, intentional statements designed to challenge limiting beliefs and cultivate a mindset of abundance and success. The first step is understanding what you want to achieve. Affirmations should directly support your core purpose.
Right.
So, if my why is to build a successful business, my affirmations should reflect that. But how do I make them powerful? I've heard some people say things like, I am rich, and it feels a bit disconnected.
That's a common hurdle. Effective affirmations are typically stated in the present tense, as if they are already true. This tricks your subconscious into accepting them as reality more readily. So, instead of I will be rich, it's I am financially abundant. It's also crucial that they feel believable. If I am financially abundant feels too far off, you might start with I am open to receiving abundance, or financial opportunities are coming to me easily.
Ah, I see. It's about meeting your current belief system and gently nudging it forward. And you mentioned combating self-doubt. How do affirmations specifically tackle that?
Self-doubt often stems from past experiences or ingrained negative thought patterns. Affirmations directly confront these. For instance, if you often think, I'm not good enough, an affirmation can be, I am capable, competent, and worthy of success. Repeatedly, over time, with consistent repetition, it begins to override that old, negative narrative. It's like building a new pathway in your brain. The old, worn-out pathway of doubt gets less traffic, and the new, positive pathway of self-belief gets stronger.
That makes so much sense. It's about actively rewiring those neural connections. And how do they work hand in hand with visualization? We painted these amazing pictures of success in the last episode. How do affirmations amplify that?
Excellent question, Lisa. Visualization creates the internal movie. Affirmations are the narration that reinforces every scene. When you visualize yourself confidently giving a presentation, your affirmation might be, I speak clearly and confidently, inspiring my audience. The visualization shows you the act. The affirmation implants the belief that you can and do perform it that way. This creates what we call mental congruency. Your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, and your actions all align. This alignment is incredibly powerful.
Mental congruency. I like that. It sounds like a state of being completely unified in your purpose. So, if I visualize myself achieving a fitness goal, I could use affirmations like, my body is strong and healthy, or I have the energy and discipline to reach my fitness goals.
Precisely. And let's add another layer. Think about the feeling associated with that visualization and affirmation. When you visualize yourself healthy and strong, what emotions come up? Joy, confidence, pride? When you speak your affirmations, consciously connect with those positive emotions. This amplifies their impact significantly.
So, the practice would be visualize, then speak the affirmation, feeling the emotion of it already being true.
Exactly. And repetition is key. We're talking about dedicating a few minutes each morning to this practice. Write them down, say them out loud, record yourself saying them, and listen back. Find what resonates most with you. The goal is consistent exposure.
What are some common pitfalls to avoid when creating affirmations?
A big one is vagueness. Be specific. Another is using negative phrasing like, I will not be lazy. Instead, focus on the desired positive state. I am energized and productive. Also, be wary of affirmations that trigger your inner critic. If an affirmation feels completely unbelievable and immediately sparks a voice saying, that's ridiculous, you need to tweak it. Start smaller, more achievable affirmations and build up from there.
It's like building trust with yourself, one positive statement at a time. And this sounds like it requires a certain amount of faith, doesn't it? Believing that these words can actually change your reality.
It absolutely does. And that faith is cultivated through consistent practice and observing the subtle shifts in your mindset. You might notice yourself reacting differently to challenges, feeling more optimistic, or taking actions you wouldn't have considered before. These are all signs that your affirmations are working to reprogram your subconscious. Think of it like this. If you keep telling a plant it's dying, it might not thrive. But if you tell it it's strong and beautiful, and give it sunlight and water, it will flourish. Your mind works on a similar principle.
That's a beautiful way to put it. It's about nurturing your inner world. And this practice of affirming positive states of being, it reminds me of the topic for our next session, which is focusing on gratitude.
You're absolutely right, Lisa. Cultivating gratitude is profoundly linked to an unstoppable mindset. When we actively acknowledge and appreciate what we have, it shifts our focus away from scarcity and lack, mirroring the abundance that affirmations are designed to create. We'll explore that more in our next episode. But before we wrap up today, let's quickly recap. We've learned that affirmations are powerful, positive statements, best spoken in the present tense, that directly reprogram our subconscious mind. They work in tandem with visualization to create mental congruency, aligning our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. By consistently practicing affirmations, we can challenge self-doubt, build confidence, and foster a mindset of capability and abundance.
So, in essence, affirmations are our verbal architects, helping us build a stronger, more positive internal landscape.
Spot on. They are a fundamental tool in crafting that unstoppable morning mindset.
Fantastic. I feel much clearer on how to start using affirmations effectively.
Excellent. Next episode, Cultivating Deep Gratitude, the Foundation of Joy. We'll explore how to sprinkle gratitude into your morning ritual and unlock a whole new level of contentment and resilience. Welcome back to the Morning Mindset, where we're building your unstoppable day before breakfast. Last time, we dove deep into affirmations, equipping you with powerful statements to shape your internal dialogue. Today, we're building on that foundational work with a practice that's not just beneficial, but truly transformative, cultivating deep gratitude.
Gratitude. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But Alex, I think many of us, myself included sometimes, go through the motions without really feeling the profound impact it can have. It feels like a nice to have, not a must have.
That's a very common perception, Lisa, and it's exactly why dedicating an episode to it is so crucial. Gratitude isn't just a polite sentiment. It's a powerful emotional and psychological tool. Think of it as the bedrock upon which a joyful and resilient mindset is built. When we intentionally focus on what we're thankful for, we shift our entire perspective. Our brains are wired for survival, and that often means focusing on what's wrong or what we lack. Gratitude helps us consciously override that negativity bias.
So, it's about actively rewiring our brains? Instead of dwelling on problems, we're training ourselves to see the good, however small.
Precisely. And this is where it connects beautifully with what we've already discussed. Remember our episode on the why? Gratitude amplifies your sense of purpose. Knowing why you're striving for something is powerful, but feeling grateful for the journey and the possibilities ahead makes that why even more compelling. It injects passion and meaning.
And visualization? If we're visualizing our success, surely feeling grateful for the potential success, and even the lessons learned along the way would make that visualization even stronger.
Absolutely. Visualization is seeing what you want. Gratitude is feeling good about what you have and what's coming. When you visualize your goals and then consciously feel grateful for the progress you're making, for the skills you're acquiring, and for the very ability to pursue those dreams, you create a synergy. It's like adding jet fuel to your intentions. Your affirmations become more believable and potent when they're backed by a genuine sense of thankfulness.
It's starting to sound less like a chore and more like an emotional upgrade. But how do we move from a superficial thank you to a deep, cultivated gratitude, especially when things aren't going perfectly?
That's the heart of it. Cultivating gratitude is a practice, not a passive state. It requires intention and consistency. One of the most effective ways is through a gratitude journal. This isn't about writing a novel every day. It's about taking a few minutes to jot down specific things you are thankful for.
Can you give us some examples of what that might look like? Are we talking about big things like a new job or smaller things like a good cup of coffee?
Both, and everything in between. The key is specificity. Instead of just writing my family, you could write, I'm grateful for my partner's unwavering support as I pursue this new project. Or, I appreciate the laughter my children shared with me this morning. For something like coffee, maybe it's, I'm thankful for the warm, comforting feeling this first cup of coffee provides, helping me feel ready for the day.
Ah, I see. It's about personalizing it, making it real and tangible to you.
Exactly. And don't limit yourself to just people or material possessions. Be grateful for experiences, for lessons learned, even the difficult ones. You can be grateful for a challenging situation because it taught you resilience, or because it revealed a strength you didn't know you possessed. You can be grateful for nature, the sunshine on your face, the beauty of a tree, the fresh air.
So, a daily gratitude practice, perhaps in our morning ritual, is key. How often should we be doing this? Every day?
The most significant benefits come from daily practice. When you start your day with gratitude, you set an entirely different emotional tone. Imagine waking up and, before checking your phone or diving into your to-do list, you take just 3 to 5 minutes to reflect and write down 3 to 5 specific things you're grateful for. This immediately shifts your brain into a more positive, appreciative state.
And what happens over time? What are the tangible benefits of consistently practicing gratitude?
The benefits are profound and well documented. On an emotional level, it leads to greater happiness and reduced feelings of envy and resentment. People who practice gratitude are generally more optimistic and have a more positive outlook on life. Psychologically, it can reduce stress and anxiety. When you focus on what you have, the things you might be worrying about can seem less overwhelming. It builds resilience, helping you bounce back from adversity more effectively.
That's incredible. So, it's not just about feeling good in the moment, it's about building a more robust emotional and mental framework for the long haul.
Precisely. And it even has physical benefits. Studies have shown links between gratitude and better sleep, stronger immune systems, and even lower blood pressure. When our minds are less stressed and more positive, our bodies tend to follow. Gratitude can be a powerful antidote to the stresses of modern life.
It's like a holistic upgrade for your entire being. So, to recap what we've discussed, gratitude is a foundational practice for joy and resilience. It works synergistically with your why, your visualizations, and your affirmations by shifting your perspective and emotional state. The practice involves a daily gratitude journal, focusing on specific, personal things you're thankful for and extending that thankfulness to experiences and lessons.
That's a perfect summary, Lisa. And remember, this isn't about forcing happiness or ignoring difficulties. It's about consciously choosing to acknowledge the good that already exists, which in turn empowers you to confront challenges with greater strength and a more positive outlook. It's about appreciating the now as you build towards your future.
It's an empowering thought. Starting the day by acknowledging abundance rather than lack feels like a superpower.
It truly is. And as we move into our next phase of building your morning ritual, these cultivated feelings of gratitude will naturally fuel your energy positive mornings. We'll be exploring how to energize your body and mind effectively.
Fantastic. So, the takeaway for our listeners today is to start their gratitude practice, however small, and feel the shift.
Exactly. Look for the good, acknowledge it, and let it transform your day. Join us next time as we explore how to create an energy positive morning, fueling your body and mind for peak performance. Last time, we explored gratitude's power to transform our perspective. Now, let's focus on energy, creating positive mornings to fuel your body and mind.
That's right, Alex. We've built a strong mental foundation, but without physical energy, it's hard to harness that positivity. This episode is all about feeling more energized from the moment you wake up.
Exactly. It's about smart, simple choices that add up. We'll connect back to intention and gratitude, showing how they influence how you feel physically. This will prepare us to tackle anxieties and create a worry-free morning.
So, Alex, where do we begin with physical energy in the morning?
First, hydration. You've been asleep for hours without drinking. Rehydrating is crucial. Imagine your body like a plant. It needs water to thrive. A simple glass of water, maybe with lemon, signals your body it's time to wake up.
That makes sense. I often reach for coffee first, but water is a great reminder. What's next for fueling our bodies?
Nutrition. Consider your intention for the day. What energy do you need? Your breakfast should align with that. Prioritize whole, unprocessed foods, a balance of lean protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates for sustained energy.
So, no sugary cereals that lead to a slump. We aim for steady energy. What are some good energy boosting breakfast options?
Scrambled eggs with spinach and avocado offer protein, healthy fats, and nutrients. Greek yogurt with berries and nuts or seeds is another fantastic option, providing protein, antioxidants, and fiber. Oatmeal with fruit and almond butter is also excellent. Choose foods that nourish you.
Those sound delicious. And combining them with gratitude for the food would be powerful.
Precisely. Gratitude enhances the benefit. Now, how we move our bodies is also a massive energy driver. We're not talking about intense workouts, unless that's your preference. We're talking about gentle movement to wake up muscles and get blood flowing.
What kind of gentle movement? Stretching? A short walk?
Both are excellent. 5 to 10 minutes of stretching releases tension and improves circulation. Gentle twists or reaching for the sky can help. Mindful breathing exercises are also powerful. Deep breaths oxygenate your body and calm your nervous system.
I can already feel the benefit of imagining that. Hydration, balanced nutrition, gentle movement. What else?
Your environment. Creating a pleasant morning space impacts energy. Is there natural light? Is it tidy? Open your curtains immediately to let in natural light. It signals your body it's time to be awake. Spend a few minutes in natural light if possible.
Natural light is such a universal cue for wakefulness. So, how does this tie back to our mindset and mental energy?
When you fuel your body, hydrate it, and move it gently, you create a biological advantage. Your brain has the resources to function optimally. This reduces sluggishness, which can lead to negative thought patterns. Feeling physically good improves your mental outlook. Remember affirmations and visualization? They become more potent when you're not battling fatigue.
It's like building on a solid foundation. When the physical base is strong, the mental and emotional superstructures can flourish. So, to recap, start with water to rehydrate. Then, a mindful breakfast of whole foods for sustained energy. Gentle movement and mindful breathing to wake up. And utilizing natural light. All contribute to a positive start.
Exactly. Consistently implementing these strategies creates a significant shift. You'll likely rely less on stimulants like caffeine and become more attuned to your body's natural rhythms. It's about progress, not perfection. Even one or two strategies can make a world of difference.
It empowers us. We're actively creating the energy we need. And Alex, this sets us up perfectly for our next episode where we'll explore crafting a worry-free morning. Being energized is the perfect precursor to silencing anxieties, isn't it?
It absolutely is. By building this energetic foundation, we gain the resilience to manage any worries. Join us next time as we learn to craft a worry-free morning. Thanks for listening. Welcome back to the Morning Mindset. Last time, we focused on fueling your body and mind for energetic mornings. Today, we're tackling something many of us struggle with: crafting a worry-free morning, silencing that inner noise that can derail our best intentions.
Oh, Alex, this is huge. For so many people, the moment their eyes open, their mind races to everything they should be worried about. The to-do list, the meetings, the bills, that awkward conversation they had yesterday, it's overwhelming before the day has even truly begun.
Exactly, Lisa. And this internal chatter, this constant loop of anxieties, acts like static. It prevents us from hearing our own goals, our own aspirations, and from experiencing the present moment fully. Today, we're going to equip listeners with practical ways to acknowledge these worries, and then, crucially, to disarm them so they don't hijack the start of their day.
So, how do we begin to silence that noise? It feels almost impossible when those thoughts are so persistent.
The first step is acknowledging that worries are normal. They're a natural human response. Trying to fight them or pretend they don't exist often gives them more power. Instead, we want to learn to observe them without judgment. Think of it like watching clouds drift across the sky. You see them, you acknowledge they're there, but you don't have to grab onto each one and try to steer it.
That's a great analogy. So, the practice is to notice the worry, name it if you can, but not get swept away by it.
Precisely. And to help with this observation, we can use a technique we've touched upon before: bringing mindful presence to our thoughts. When a worry pops up, rather than immediately reacting, take a gentle breath. Feel your feet on the floor. Notice the temperature of the air. Just ground yourself in the physical reality of the moment. This simple act creates a tiny bit of space between you and the worry.
So, by focusing on our senses, we're anchoring ourselves in the present, which makes the worry feel less immediate, less all-consuming.
That's right. And once we have that small bit of space, we can then intentionally choose where our focus goes. Remember in episode 4 when we talked about affirmations? We can use this principle here. Instead of letting the worry dictate our thoughts, we can introduce a counterstatement.
Ah, so it's like a gentle redirection of our mental energy. Could you give us an example? If someone is worried about a big presentation, what could they say to themselves?
Certainly, instead of dwelling on, what if I mess up? What if they don't like it? They could gently acknowledge the feeling by saying, I notice I'm feeling some anxiety about the presentation. Then they can follow up with a positive, affirming statement like, I am prepared and I will do my best, or I trust my skills and knowledge.
I can see how that could start to shift the internal dialogue. It's not denying the worry, but it's adding a layer of confidence and capability.
Exactly. And this links directly to our episode 5 on gratitude. Often, worries stem from a place of scarcity or what we lack. By consciously bringing our attention to what we have, even small things, we shift our perspective. Before bed, or first thing in the morning, spend a moment thinking of 3 things you're grateful for. It could be as simple as a comfortable bed, a warm cup of coffee, or a supportive friend.
When you start the day by listing blessings, it's harder for worries about what might go wrong to take center stage. They still might appear, but they're playing a smaller role, aren't they?
They are. Gratitude acts like a powerful buffer. It retrains your brain to look for the good, for what's working, rather than constantly scanning for threats. So, let's recap these initial steps for crafting a worry-free morning. First, acknowledge your worries without judgment. Observe them like passing clouds. Second, use mindful presence, focusing on your senses to create space between you and the thought. Third, gently redirect your mental energy with positive affirmations that counter the worry. And fourth, cultivate gratitude to shift your focus towards abundance.
This sounds like a powerful combination. But what about those really persistent worries, the ones that feel like they've taken up permanent residence in our minds?
Those require a slightly more structured approach. One effective technique is called worry journaling. Set aside a specific, very short period, perhaps 5 minutes outside of your morning ritual, perhaps the night before, to write down all your worries. Get them out of your head and on a paper. The act of writing them down can feel like releasing them.
So, you're essentially scheduling your worry time rather than letting it ambush you throughout the day or first thing in the morning.
Precisely. And once they're on paper, you can then challenge them. Ask yourself, is this worry realistic? What is the actual likelihood of this happening? What can I do about it right now? For worries that are outside your control, practice acceptance. You might even write a little note in your journal like, this worry is outside my control, and I choose to let it go for today.
That's so practical. Instead of just spinning in circles with a worry, you're actively engaging with it to see if it's actionable or if it needs to be released.
And for those actionable worries, identify one small step you can take. Maybe it's sending an email, making a phone call, or breaking down a large task. Accomplishing that one small step can significantly reduce the anxiety surrounding the larger issue. It's about reclaiming a sense of agency.
So, to summarize for our listeners, when a worry arises, take a breath, observe it, then gently redirect with an affirmation or by focusing on gratitude. For persistent worries, try scheduled worry journaling, where you write them down and then either take one small action or practice acceptance. It's about being proactive rather than reactive to our own anxieties.
You've got it, Lisa. The goal isn't to eliminate worries entirely. That's an unrealistic expectation. The goal is to prevent them from dominating your morning and, by extension, your entire day. It's about creating a mental sanctuary from which you can launch into your day with clarity and peace.
I love that, a mental sanctuary. It feels achievable. By integrating these techniques, we're building resilience, aren't we? We're showing ourselves that we have the power to manage our thoughts rather than letting them manage us.
Absolutely. And in our next episode, we'll take this concept even further. We'll explore how to weave all these powerful elements we've discussed: intention, visualization, affirmations, gratitude, energetic mornings, and now a worry-free approach into a cohesive, personalized morning ritual. We'll start building your first week blueprint.
Fantastic. So, for anyone feeling overwhelmed by morning worries, start by observing, redirecting, and practicing gratitude. Remember, you have more control than you think.
Next episode, integrating your morning ritual, the first week blueprint. Welcome back to the Morning Mindset, where we help you win the day before breakfast. Last time, we explored crafting a worry-free morning, learning to silence inner critics, and clear mental space for a positive start.
That's right, Alex. We focused on techniques to manage anxiety and create a calmer beginning, building a solid foundation of peace before the day's demands.
Exactly. Today, we're moving from understanding the components of a great morning to actually putting them all together. This is episode 8, and we're integrating your morning ritual with a concrete blueprint for your crucial first week. It's where theory meets practice.
This is the part where many people struggle, Alex. They get inspired, but find actually doing it day after day a challenge. So, what's this blueprint for the first week?
It's about making it manageable, achievable, and rewarding. Think of building a house. You lay the foundation, build walls, then add the roof. Our morning ritual acts the same way. We've spent episodes laying the bricks, defining our why, practicing visualization, using affirmations, cultivating gratitude, and ensuring a worry-free start.
So, for this first week, it's not about doing everything perfectly for hours, but about consistent, small steps.
Precisely. Our goal is integration, weaving these elements into your morning without overwhelming yourself. Let's break it down. Imagine you wake in the pre-dawn hour. Before you even get out of bed, center yourself with 3 deep breaths, feeling the air fill your lungs and release. This is your immediate connection to the present moment.
Okay, 3 deep breaths. A simple physical anchor to start.
Yes, a physical anchor. Then, remember your why, that core intention. For just 30 seconds, reconnect with that feeling. Picture it mentally. Why are you doing this? What is the ultimate goal?
So, after breaths, a brief mental check-in with our core motivation. That taps into the foundation from episode 2.
Absolutely. Now, visualization. Instead of a long session, for this first week, choose just one powerful image representing your ultimate success or the feeling you want today. Hold that image for 1 minute. Is it accomplishment? Peace. Focus on that single, potent visual.
Just 1 minute and one clear image. That makes visualization less intimidating. A snapshot, not a whole movie scene.
Exactly. And this connects to affirmations. After visualization, quietly repeat one or two affirmations supporting that vision. If your visualization was project completion, an affirmation could be, I am capable and confident, or I approach challenges with a clear mind. Keep it short, powerful, and personal. Aim for just 1 minute.
So, breaths, why, a visualization snapshot, and then a couple of affirmations. That's a tangible sequence, like a mini mental warm-up.
It is. And this is where gratitude comes in. We spent time cultivating it. Now we integrate. For 2 minutes, don't list everything. Pick one thing you're deeply grateful for today, right now. Feel that gratitude.
One thing, deeply felt. That's a powerful approach to gratitude, an experience, not a chore.
Precisely. And our final piece for integration is the worry-free aspect. Remember those techniques for silencing noise? For this first week, dedicate just 2 minutes. We're not solving problems. We're practicing mental clearing. It could be mindful breathing, a quick body scan, or acknowledging a worry and letting it float away. The goal is a moment of intentional calm.
So, to recap the first week's blueprint, 3 deep breaths, a 30-second why reconnect, a 1 minute visualization, 1 minute for affirmations, 2 minutes for gratitude for one thing, and 2 minutes for worry-free practice.
That's a fantastic summary, Lisa. And if we add up the core elements, we're looking at around 9 minutes. That's incredibly achievable for a first week.
9 minutes. That's astonishingly manageable. It makes the idea of a morning ritual feel so much more accessible.
And here's the key to making it stick: consistency over intensity. Don't skip a day because you only have 9 minutes. That's the point. Even on your busiest days, you can find 9 minutes. If you only manage the breaths and why one day, that's still progress. Celebrate it.
So, the emphasis is on showing up every day, even with a condensed version.
Exactly. As you move through the week, a natural flow will emerge. Transitions will become smoother. You might naturally want to spend longer on visualization or gratitude. But for this first week, stick to the blueprint. It's a gentle on-ramp.
What about common hurdles, like feeling resistance upon waking?
That's where your why and affirmations are crucial. Remind yourself why you started. If resistance hits, acknowledge it without judgment. Say, okay, I'm feeling resistance, but I'm still going to take these 3 breaths. The act of doing it builds the habit. Imagine the accomplishment at the end of the first week, knowing you showed up for those 9 minutes. That's a powerful win.
And how do we track progress? Is it just about completing the minutes?
Tracking can be simple. Use a calendar and put a check mark for each day you complete your 9-minute ritual. Or keep a small journal. At the end of each session, jot down one word about how you feel: calm, focused, determined, or still learning. This isn't about elaborate notes. It's about subtle observation. You'll see patterns of how your mornings are shifting.
So, by the end of this first week, listeners will have successfully integrated the core elements: intention, visualization, affirmations, gratitude, and worry-free practices into a sustainable, short routine.
That's the goal. And this foundation of consistency is what we'll build upon. Once this 9-minute rhythm feels natural, we can explore how to enhance and expand it. But mastery of the first week, the successful integration, is paramount. You've learned the tools, and now you're practicing.
It's about making the morning ritual a non-negotiable part of your day, even in its most concise form.
Precisely. This isn't another chore. It's creating a sacred space for yourself. A space where you decide how your day begins. Start with these 9 minutes, and you're already winning.
So, to recap the blueprint for this first week, 3 breaths to center, 30 seconds to reconnect with your why, 1 minute for a key visualization, 1 minute for affirmations, 2 minutes for deep gratitude for one thing, and 2 minutes for your worry-free practice, totaling around 9 minutes. The key is consistency, celebrating small wins, and acknowledging resistance without letting it stop you.
Exactly. And next time, we're going to talk about building on this momentum. We'll introduce the powerful concept of habit stacking, where we link new habits to existing ones to make them even easier to adopt.
Excellent. So, for this week, focus on that 9-minute blueprint. Show up, be consistent, and celebrate your progress.
You got this. We're building a morning mindset, one consistent, integrated moment at a time. Next episode, habit stacking, building momentum incrementally. Welcome back to the Morning Mindset, helping you win your day before breakfast. Last time, we reviewed integrating your morning ritual.
Habit stacking, it sounds so efficient. How does it help build our new morning routine?
New routines feel like juggling. Habit stacking makes new habits stick by linking them to what you already do without thinking.
So, one habit triggers the next, like a chain reaction?
Precisely. You attach a new habit to a current, ingrained one, leveraging its momentum. The new habit becomes the natural next step.
Can you give an example? Say, I brush my teeth every morning. How do I stack?
Your existing habit is brush my teeth. To add drinking water first thing, the rule is after I brush my teeth, I will drink a glass of water. Or for gratitude, after I brush my teeth, I will list 3 things I'm grateful for.
Ah, the existing habit acts as the cue. You don't need extra willpower to remember the new habit.
Exactly. This works well for mornings. Activities like getting out of bed, making coffee, or dressing are already habits. We can insert our intentional habits into these sequences.
This connects to defining our why and visualization. If my why is energy, and I visualize that energy, drinking water after brushing becomes a concrete action supporting my goal.
You've hit on something crucial. Habit stacking amplifies our foundational work. Linking a new habit reinforces your intention and vision for it. Imagine visualizing calm. You could stack taking 3 deep breaths onto after I turn off my alarm.
That makes deep breaths feel like a natural extension of waking up, reducing friction.
Precisely. Friction is the enemy of habit formation. Habit stacking reduces it. The formula is simple. After current habit, I will new habit. You can make it more specific. After I finish my coffee, I will spend 5 minutes reviewing my written intentions.
I love that specificity. It ties into intention setting, making it a purposeful action linked to coffee.
And remember, energy positive mornings? If your habit is drink my morning coffee, your new habit could be eat a piece of fruit. The rule, after I finish my morning coffee, I will eat a piece of fruit. This ensures nutritious fueling.
It's like a positive domino run for your morning. One action smoothly leads to the next, building momentum. To recap, habit stacking links a new habit to an existing one using the structure. After I do X, I will do Y.
That's a perfect summary. Choose current habits that happen at the same time and location for reliability.
What if the existing habit is negative, like checking the phone first thing?
Choose your anchor habits wisely. If your current habit is unproductive, modify it or find a different anchor. Getting out of bed can be an anchor. Then, after I get out of bed, I will stand up and do 5 jumping jacks. Or after I get out of bed, I will immediately make my bed. Making your bed sets a positive tone.
So it's about strategic anchors. And we can build multiple habit stacks?
Absolutely. You can build a chain. After I turn off my alarm, I will take 3 deep breaths. After I take 3 deep breaths, I will drink a glass of water. After I drink a glass of water, I will make my bed. Several positive actions linked from start.
This is fantastic.
It turns a list of tasks into a natural flow, building momentum incrementally.
Exactly. Stacking habits that reinforce our goals. Why? And visualizations creates a morning ritual that's an engine for growth. These small, linked actions compound for transformation.
We've covered intention, visualization, affirmations, gratitude, fueling, and now habit stacking. It feels like a robust toolkit.
We are building a system where each habit supports the next, making progress almost inevitable. Building momentum incrementally is key to sustainable change. Next episode, we'll explore mindful presence, teaching you how to truly be here, now. In our last episode, we explored habit stacking to build momentum.
That's right, Alex. Habit stacking links new habits to existing ones, making adoption easier and building positive action chains.
Exactly. And today, we're building on that momentum by diving into a crucial element for making any morning ritual truly effective: mindful presence. We'll explore what it means to be fully here, now, and how it can amplify everything we've discussed so far, from intention setting to gratitude.
Mindful presence. It sounds simple, but I think it's something many of us struggle with, especially in the morning when our minds might be racing with the day ahead. How does being mindful help our morning routines?
That's a great question, Lisa. Think about it. If you're setting an intention for the day, but your mind is already flitting to your emails or a problem you need to solve, how strong is that intention really going to be? Mindful presence means being fully engaged in your chosen morning activity, whether it's meditation, journaling, or simply enjoying a quiet cup of tea.
So, it's about giving our full attention to whatever we're doing in that moment, rather than being physically present but mentally somewhere else.
Precisely. When we practice mindful presence, we are consciously choosing to direct our attention. We're not just going through the motions, we're truly experiencing each moment. This deepens the impact of our affirmations, makes our visualizations more vivid, and allows us to feel genuine gratitude. It's like turning up the volume on the positive effects of your ritual.
That makes a lot of sense. We've talked about visualization quite a bit. If I'm visualizing myself achieving a goal, but I'm also thinking about what I forgot to pack for lunch, the visualization probably won't be as powerful.
You've hit the nail on the head. Imagine you're visualizing a successful presentation. If you're truly present, you're not just seeing the outcome, you're experiencing the confidence, the clarity of your thoughts, the positive reception from your audience. You're feeling it. That kind of deep engagement is what makes visualization so potent, and it's a direct benefit of mindful presence.
It's like the difference between watching a movie on mute versus watching it with the sound on. You get so much more out of it when you're fully immersed.
That's a perfect analogy. And this principle applies to gratitude too. We often talk about gratitude as a way to shift our perspective, but if we're listing things we're grateful for while our mind is elsewhere, it can become just a rote exercise. When we're mindfully present, we can truly feel the warmth of that gratitude, appreciating the small wonders and big blessings in our lives.
So, mindfulness isn't just another task to add to the morning routine. It's the quality that enhances all the other tasks. It's the oil that makes all the gears turn smoothly.
Absolutely. And remember how we discussed crafting a worry-free morning? Mindful presence is a tool that directly supports that. When worries about the future or regrets about the past creep in, Mindfulness helps us gently guide our attention back to the present moment, anchoring us and keeping us focused on our chosen activities. It's about training our minds to stay here, now, where the work of building our best day actually happens.
So, if I'm feeling anxious about a specific task, practicing mindful presence during my morning intention setting could help me approach that task with a calmer, more focused mindset?
Exactly. By grounding yourself in the present, perhaps by focusing on your breath for a few moments, or by consciously noticing the sensations around you, you interrupt the cycle of anxious thoughts. You remind yourself that you are here, now, and you can handle what arises. This is a skill that gets stronger with practice.
How do we actually practice this in the morning? It sounds like something that takes deliberate effort.
It does require conscious effort, at least at first. A simple way to start is by choosing one of your morning activities, perhaps your quiet contemplation time, or even just the act of drinking your water or coffee, and decide to be fully present for that one thing. Notice the sensation of the warmth, the taste, the smell. When your mind wanders, gently acknowledge it without judgment, and then bring your focus back to your chosen activity.
So, instead of trying to be mindful for the entire morning at once, I could focus on being mindful for just my first 5 minutes of journaling, for instance.
Yes, that's an excellent strategy. It's about starting small and building that capacity. Another technique is to incorporate simple mindfulness exercises. This could be a brief body scan where you bring your awareness to different parts of your body, or a guided meditation specifically for presence. Even just taking a few conscious breaths before starting your main ritual can make a significant difference.
I like the idea of focusing on one activity. It feels less overwhelming. And the breath is always with us, a readily available anchor.
Indeed. And as we've seen with other techniques, consistency is key. The more you practice mindful presence, the more natural it becomes. It starts to weave its way into your daily life, not just your morning routine. You'll find yourself more present in conversations, more focused on your work, and more able to appreciate the simple joys of everyday life.
It's transforming the way we experience our mornings and, by extension, our entire days. It's about quality, not just quantity, of time spent on our rituals.
Precisely. We've covered setting intentions, visualization, affirmations, gratitude, and habit stacking. Mindful presence is the thread that ties all these powerful practices together, making them more impactful and meaningful. It's about being fully alive in your own life, starting the moment you wake up. Think of it as sharpening the tools you've already gathered. The intention is the blueprint, visualization is the detailed drawing, affirmations are the encouraging pep talk, habit stacking builds a structure, but mindfulness ensures you're actually present to appreciate and engage with every step of the process.
So, to recap, mindful presence means being fully engaged in the present moment without judgment. It enhances our intentions, visualizations, affirmations, and gratitude by allowing us to truly feel and experience them. It's also a powerful tool for managing worries and staying grounded, making our morning rituals more effective and enriching.
That's a perfect summary, Lisa. By cultivating mindful presence, we're not just going through the motions, we're actively living our intentions and building a truly powerful morning.
It makes me think about how we can refine these practices to fit our individual lives. It sounds like that's what we'll be exploring in our next episode.
You guessed it. Next time, we'll be diving into tailoring your ritual for peak performance, making sure your morning routine is perfectly suited to your unique needs and goals. Next episode, tailoring your ritual for peak performance. Welcome back to the Morning Mindset. Last time, we spent our episode diving deep into mindful presence, learning how to truly be in the moment. Today, we're shifting gears to an incredibly important topic, tailoring your ritual for peak performance.
That's right, Alex. We've laid down some fantastic foundational techniques over the past 10 episodes, from defining your why to practicing mindful presence. But the truth is, a morning ritual isn't one size fits all. What works like a charm for one person might feel like a chore for another. This episode is all about making your unique blueprint for a powerful morning.
Exactly, Lisa. Think of it like building a custom suit. We've given you the fabric, the thread, the basic pattern. Now it's time to take those measurements and make it fit you perfectly. The core elements we've discussed, setting your intention, visualizing your success, using affirmations, cultivating gratitude, and fostering energy positive habits, are all incredibly powerful. But their effectiveness is amplified when you personalize them.
So, Alex, how do we begin personalizing these core elements? Let's start with intention. We talked about defining your why in episode 2. How can someone tailor that to make it feel more personal each morning?
Great question. Remember, your intention is the compass that guides your day. While we all want to be productive and happy, the specific nature of that desire can change daily. So, instead of generic, I want to have a good day, you can get more granular. Perhaps your intention for today is to approach a challenging task with calm focus, or to connect genuinely with a colleague. You're not just setting a broad goal, you're setting a specific energetic tone for what you want to experience.
That makes sense. It's about being specific to the day, or even to the tasks at hand, rather than just having one overall intention.
Precisely. And this spills over into visualization, which we covered in episode 3. Visualization isn't just about seeing a big, abstract future success. It's about vividly imagining the process of achieving it, or even just the feeling of successfully navigating a particular moment. If you have a presentation, don't just visualize applause. Visualize yourself confidently delivering each point, seeing the engagement in your audience's eyes. Personalizing your visualization means matching it to the specific challenges and triumphs you anticipate that day.
So, rather than a generic vision board, I could visualize myself calmly handling a tricky phone call or successfully explaining a complex idea. That's much more actionable.
Absolutely. And affirmations, our topic from episode 4. These are your personal power statements. The key to personalization here is making them resonate deeply with your beliefs and your specific doubts. If you struggle with self-doubt in a particular area, create affirmations that directly counter that. Instead of, I am confident. If you specifically doubt your creative abilities, try my creativity flows freely and inspires others. You're speaking directly to your personal hurdles.
I love that. It's like having a targeted antidote to your own internal negativity. And gratitude, episode 5's focus. How does that get personalized beyond just listing things?
Gratitude is inherently personal, but we can deepen it. Instead of just saying, I'm grateful for my family, try to identify the specific action or quality you appreciate. I'm grateful for my partner's unwavering support during this stressful project. Or, I'm grateful for my child's infectious laughter this morning. It lifted my spirits. When you connect your gratitude to specific moments or people, it becomes a richer, more potent experience. It anchors the feeling.
It's about moving from a general feeling to a detailed appreciation. So, the advice is to constantly ask ourselves, does this feel truly mine? Does it address my specific needs for today?
Exactly. And for the energy positive mornings we discussed in episode 6, and crafting a worry-free morning from episode 7. Personalization is about understanding your own energy cycles and your personal triggers for worry. Some people thrive with invigorating movement first thing. Others need quiet contemplation. Some need to check their news briefly. Others find it immediately derails their peace. Experiment to find what truly fuels you and what truly calms your mind, not what you think should work.
That experimentation is the key, isn't it? We've provided a framework, but the fine-tuning comes from us, listening to ourselves.
Yes, and this is where habit stacking from episode 9 and mindful presence from episode 10 also become incredibly personalized. When you stack habits, choose ones that naturally flow for you. If journaling feels like a chore, maybe start by stacking a few deep breaths before you drink your coffee. And mindfulness isn't about emptying your mind, it's about noticing. So, personalize your mindfulness practice by focusing on what you tend to get lost in: fleeting thoughts, sensory experiences, or physical sensations.
It really boils down to self-awareness. Knowing your own patterns, your own challenges, and your own joys.
Precisely. And this is where the real power of a morning ritual lies. It stops being a set of tasks you have to do and becomes a dynamic, evolving system that supports you. It's about intention, yes, but it's also about intuition. Learning to trust your inner voice about what you need on any given day.
So, for listeners who have been diligently following along, the homework now is to review these practices. Think about how you can tweak the intention, the visualization, the affirmations, the gratitude, the energy routines. Make them undeniably yours.
That's right. Don't be afraid to try something new or to adjust something that isn't quite clicking. Maybe your affirmation needs different wording, or your gratitude journal focuses on a different theme for a while. This continuous adjustment is what turns a good morning ritual into a phenomenal one. It's a living, breathing part of your success strategy.
And this personalized approach will be crucial as we move into discussing consistency and resilience. Because a ritual that feels authentic and supportive is much easier to stick with, even when life throws a curveball.
Absolutely. You've built the foundation, you've understood the core principles, and now you're crafting the perfect structure for yourself. This personalization is the bridge between knowing what to do and truly making it work for your unique journey.
So, in summary, we've talked about how to make your morning ritual uniquely yours. This involves personalizing your intention to be specific to your day, tailoring your visualizations to your immediate goals, crafting affirmations that directly address your doubts, deepening your gratitude by focusing on specifics, and understanding your own energy and worry triggers for your morning routines. It's all about self-awareness and experimentation.
And it's about making sure your ritual serves you, not the other way around. Next episode, we tackle consistency and resilience, building on this personalized foundation. Next episode, consistency and resilience, overcoming setbacks. Welcome back. Last time we covered tailoring your ritual for peak performance. Now let's tackle consistency and resilience.
It really does, Alex. We've talked about the pre-dawn hour, defining our why, visualization, affirmations, gratitude, fueling our bodies and minds, crafting a worry-free morning, and integrating it all. We've learned about habit stacking and mindful presence, and even how to tailor our rituals. It's a lot, and it's completely normal to stumble.
Exactly, Lisa. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. And progress often involves a few missteps. Think about it. If you were learning to ride a bike, you wouldn't expect to pedal flawlessly from the very first push. You'd wobble, you might even fall. But the key is getting back up, right?
Right.
And that's where consistency and resilience come in. Consistency isn't about never missing a day. It's about showing up again after you've missed one. It's about the rebound. So, Alex, how do we cultivate that getting back up muscle?
It starts with understanding that setbacks are not failures. They're feedback. If you miss your morning meditation, it's not a sign that your whole system is broken. It's a signal that something in your environment, your schedule, or your energy levels might need adjustment. The first step in building resilience is to reframe those missed moments.
Reframe them as feedback. That's a great way to put it. Instead of thinking, I'm terrible at this, I've blown it, we should be thinking, okay, what happened there? What can I learn from this? So it's less likely to happen tomorrow.
Precisely. And This is where our earlier lessons become even more crucial. Remember when we defined our why in episode 2? Having that clear, compelling reason for your morning ritual is your strongest anchor when you feel yourself slipping. When you wake up and the temptation to hit snooze is overwhelming, reconnecting with your why, that deep-seated purpose, can give you the extra push you need.
So, our foundational intention acts as a resilience booster. When we feel like giving up, we can ask ourselves, is this lazy morning worth sacrificing the progress towards my larger goal?
You've got it. And it's not just the why. Gratitude, which we explored in episode 5, plays a massive role too. When you're feeling down about a missed morning, take a moment to be grateful for the opportunity you'll have later that day or the next morning. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant, fostering a more positive outlook even when things aren't perfect.
That's so true. It's about recognizing the good that is there, rather than dwelling on the one thing that isn't. It's like finding a silver lining. So, we have our why and gratitude as anchors. What then? What are some practical strategies for when we do miss a day, or maybe even 2 or 3?
The most important practical step is to simply start again. Don't wait for the perfect Monday or the beginning of a new month. The moment you realize you've slipped, commit to getting back on track with your very next opportunity. If you missed your morning workout, do it in the afternoon. If you skipped your meditation, do a quick 5-minute session before bed. The goal is to reestablish the connection with your chosen practice.
So, it's about minimizing the gap. Don't let one missed morning turn into a week of missed mornings. Jump back in as soon as possible.
Exactly. And this ties into habit stacking. If your ideal morning ritual involves multiple steps and you miss one, use habit stacking to gently reintroduce it. For instance, if you missed your journaling after you brush your teeth the next morning, immediately sit down to write for just 2 minutes. You're stacking a small, achievable action onto an established habit.
Ah, so we're not trying to recreate the entire perfect morning if we're feeling a bit rusty. We're just reintroducing small, connected pieces. That makes it feel a lot less daunting.
Much less daunting. Another key strategy is self-compassion. We are our own harshest critics. When a setback happens, practice speaking to yourself as you would a dear friend who is also struggling. Offer yourself kindness, understanding, and encouragement. Instead of "I'm so lazy," try "It's okay, I had an off day. Tomorrow is a new chance to get back to my routine."
That's a powerful reminder. We often hold ourselves to an impossibly high standard. Being kind to ourselves allows us to see setbacks not as moral failings, but as human experiences.
And it's important to anticipate these slip-ups. Life is unpredictable. Have a plan for common scenarios. What will you do if you oversleep? What if you have an unexpected early meeting? Having these pre-planned responses, even simple ones like, "I'll do my meditation for 5 minutes after dinner," or "I'll do my quick workout during my lunch break," removes the need for on-the-spot decision-making when you're already feeling stressed.
So, it's proactive resilience planning, thinking ahead about what might derail us, and having a ready-made solution. This reduces the mental energy required to get back on track.
Precisely. And finally, celebrate your successes, however small. When you manage to get back on track after a missed day, acknowledge that victory. Pat yourself on the back. This positive reinforcement strengthens the neural pathways associated with returning to your routine. It tells your brain, yes, this is what we do. This feels good.
So, to recap, we've learned that setbacks are normal and are valuable feedback. We should reframe them, not as failures, but as opportunities to learn. Our strong, why, and gratitude practices are our anchors for resilience. Practically, we need to simply start again as soon as possible, minimize the gap, and use habit stacking to reintroduce practices. Self-compassion is vital. Treat yourself kindly. Anticipate common setbacks and have pre-planned responses. And finally, celebrate those moments when you get back on track.
That's a perfect summary, Lisa. Remember, consistency isn't about never faltering. It's about your unwavering commitment to getting back up. Each time you choose to resume your practice, You are building an even stronger, more resilient mindset. You're proving to yourself that you have the power to create and maintain positive change in your life, one morning or one comeback at a time.
And that brings us to the cusp of our final episode. Next time, we'll tie everything together, celebrating your journey and solidifying that unstoppable morning mindset.
Next episode, The Unstoppable Morning Mindset, a Holistic Mastery. Welcome back to The Morning Mindset. This is episode 13, where we bring it all together.
It's amazing we've reached our final episode, Alex. We've journeyed through so much to build an unstoppable morning.
Absolutely, Lisa. In this concluding episode, we're weaving together all the threads of our morning ritual to create a truly unstoppable force. We've explored intention, visualization, affirmations, gratitude, energy, calm, habit stacking, presence, and resilience. Now let's see how they all synergize.
So, if we can quickly recap, remembering our why was the very first step, right? That foundational intention gives our entire morning purpose.
That's correct. It's the guiding star. Then, we learn to use visualization, picturing our desired outcomes as if they've already happened. This creates a powerful mental roadmap.
And the affirmations we crafted helped us reframe our inner dialogue, building belief in ourselves. Remember how we talked about planting positive seeds?
Indeed, those positive affirmations allowed us to cultivate deep gratitude, shifting our focus to abundance and fostering genuine joy. Gratitude truly is a cornerstone of happiness.
From that joyful state, we focused on energy positive mornings, nourishing our bodies and minds to fuel our day. It's about respecting our physical selves to support mental clarity.
Precisely. And to ensure that clarity, we tackled crafting a worry-free morning, learning to quiet the mental noise and find inner peace before the day's demands.
This is where integration really kicked in. We discussed how to integrate your morning ritual and build momentum through habit stacking, linking new actions to existing ones.
The synergy of habit stacking creates a natural flow. And underpinning all of this is mindful presence, truly being in the moment. When we're present, the impact of our ritual deepens significantly.
So, instead of just going through the motions, you're actively experiencing and appreciating each part of your morning. And then we stress the importance of tailoring your ritual, recognizing that your personal journey is unique.
That personalization is key to peak performance. No two individuals are the same. And of course, we know life happens. That led us to consistency and resilience, learning how to navigate setbacks gracefully.
Resilience is so vital. It's not about avoiding challenges, but about bouncing back stronger. And that brings us to today's theme, the unstoppable morning mindset, a holistic mastery. What does that mastery look like when all these pieces finally fit together?
Holistic mastery means these practices are no longer separate tasks, but an interconnected system. Your why fuels your intention, shaping your visualizations. Your affirmations build the positive mindset where gratitude flourishes. Energized by a calm body and mind, mindfulness becomes effortless.
It's a system where each part strengthens another, creating an upward spiral of positive momentum. Think about waking up with clear purpose, unwavering confidence, a grateful heart, abundant energy, inner peace, and the drive to tackle your day with absolute focus. That's the unstoppable morning.
That's the powerful picture we've aimed to paint. It's about consistent progress and integration, viewing your morning routine as a strategic investment in your well-being and your potential. It's your daily advantage.
And this is a lifelong endeavor. This isn't a short-term fix, but a commitment to habits that serve you continuously. It's about adjusting and growing with your ritual over time.
That's the essence of mastery, continuous learning and adaptation. The foundation we've built in this series is designed for lasting impact. By consistently applying clear intention, positive visualization, empowering affirmations, deep gratitude, energizing practices, a calm mind, stacked habits, mindful presence, and unwavering resilience, you're nurturing an unstoppable force within yourself.
It's like building a finely tuned engine for your day. Each part is crucial, but their combined effort creates transformative results. You're not just starting your day, you're launching it with power and purpose.
And that power resonates through every aspect of your life, your work, your relationships, your health, and your personal growth. When you win your day before breakfast, you set a positive chain reaction in motion.
So, for everyone who has joined us on this journey, or is just tuning in, the key is to embrace this holistic approach. See these practices as integrated tools for building your unstoppable morning mindset, not just individual to dos.
Exactly. From the first quiet moments before dawn to the intentional actions you take, every element contributes to the powerful person you're becoming. You have the tools, the knowledge, and the framework for an unstoppable morning. Remember, this is your ongoing journey of growth and empowerment.
Thank you, Alex, for guiding us through this incredible series. It's been inspiring to explore the morning mindset with you and our listeners.
The pleasure has been all mine, Lisa. And to all our listeners, thank you. Thank you for being part of this journey. Keep practicing, keep growing, and most importantly, keep winning your day before breakfast.
Thanks for listening to this series.